Knights, although they're not putting up wins in the column a lot of the time, you're seeing so much progress. You saw 2 sets win over Michigan. This would be huge even to just get a set right here, especially starting out.
First serve in the air for the Scarlet Knights in white here at home. Wisconsin in the red. And the tough 5-set loss at Minnesota, then responded with a 3-set sweep at Northwestern. Running the middle are the Scarlet Knights. Furbringer going outside and into the block. 4 trips to the national semifinals last 5 years for this Badger squad, including the 21 national title.
Lines in the nation, they have to use that to their advantage to start off.
Borellis back to serve, playing all the way around, 6 rotations consistently, and become a big threat in the back row attack. Julie Orgel, and back at outside hitter after a couple of years at libero. Kinkilla operating from the back row. At the net, overpass. 10 wins overall last year, and hosting 5 thus far. Getting into Big Ten play, and trying to use that green light mentality to go for things when it calls for it, leads to another overpass. But Wisconsin there, player from Lansing, Kansas, back to serve for Wisconsin. Borellis on the slide. Hardison handled by Wisconsin. Up the middle and effectively.
Despite those numbers being down, Wisconsin has most of the same pieces they've had for the last 2 seasons. The biggest thing has just been because they have a freshman setter, they haven't been able to work on defense as much as they put that ball down.
Trying to get the offense in rhythm, trying to get the passing settled as well. They've shifted liberos. It's Lola Schumacher, the freshman, starting again tonight. Furbringer, the other talented past conference freshman of the year. Dump opportunity there for Borellis. Badgers ready for it. Norshall there.
The season in the front row, at least. Since then, she's been back up there and has been so explosive and great.
And the numbers continuing to climb. Season high 15 kills at 375 against Texas A&M. One of the rigorous non-conference outings for this Badger team. And Rutgers suddenly in a rut. It's 4 straight points here for the visitors. Continuing to ride the serve of Gülce Güçtekin, veteran from Istanbul, Turkey. Freshman Avery Jesuits with a swing for Rutgers. Orgel bumps it over. Borellis going back to Jesuits. Off hands, good get in the back. Wisconsin in scramble mode, able to get it over. Jesuits down the line. Another point here as that one is hooked wide.
Already a few errors on Rutgers' side. When you're playing a top 10 team in the country, you have to make sure to play as clean as possible because they're not going to give you a lot of free points. You can't hand them back to them.
In Wisconsin hitting .571, Rutgers 0 at this point. Down the line, what a get. And the put away. Güçtekin, electric play. Kelly Sheffield talking about that with this group, said there's been times when they haven't been able to execute in key spots, can't do that, especially on the road.
And when you're playing in environments like you were for the beginning of the season.
His team, he said, rotating bros or passers, not ideal, and they've done a little bit of that.
That are coming in, they're still adjusting to the pace of play. It's a really difficult position in college sports to come in and run the offense right away, similar to having a freshman quarterback.
Running the middle.
So well and has awesome timing.
Yeah, hitting .306 on the year. And then at Michigan, won the first 2 sets, lost the next 2, and then 17-15 in the 5th. Caitlin Schweihofer said this group back at it and ready to go, especially gearing up with a top 10 talented team in Wisconsin coming in. In the back, good get from the freshman Schumacher. On the outside, Wisconsin's blocked out of bounds. Plymouth, Minnesota. Again, Coach Schweihofer talking about her future so bright. Furbringer going dump. Yeah, coming in. The freshman getting about 3 kills over every 4-set stretch. Right now, already with 3 here in the early going. swing. Going cross court is the sophomore. The lead three for Wisconsin. Off speed.
They bring Smrek in front and CC on the right. Makes it really difficult.
Back row attack there to grow this group together. In the middle, Furbringer.
Still continuing to make strides and continue to push teams.
Bierstadt bumping up from the back. And how about that? Hardison able to make something out of nothing. And Wisconsin still hitting over 500, under 200 for Rutgers, but Scarlet Knights still within range, down for it. Back row, and that is money for Sarah Franklin. Caitlin Schweihoffer's team can find a way out. Kuchtakin serving. Borellis going to run the middle. That'll get it out quickly. Everything more balanced this year, and you've seen the numbers rise.
And sometimes that can happen with younger middles as Wisconsin puts that ball down.
With the Badgers. And solid serving from Orgel.
Team put up 20 aces in just the last week alone, and Orgel having a big part of that, dropping that serve in really well in front of the passers.
And you noted at passing serve today, they spent a lot.
Just on serving alone.
And it's paying off, at least thus far in the output, ace-wise in conference play. Kuchtakin scrambling over, got it to Franklin. Kinkilla been relatively quiet thus far for Rutgers. Rutgers still in range. It's promising for the Scarlet Knights.
And that shows you that this Rutgers team has a great opportunity within 3 right now of a top 10 team.
First contact from freshman Allie Dutton for Rutgers. And the put away from the outside, Jesuits.
It's a big swing from Jesuits.
She's had the most swings thus far for the Scarlet Knights with 7 cuts, 2 putaways. Franklin trying to get that through the block. Rutgers keeps it up. Another dump attempt from Furbringer. Off the net, played over by Rutgers. Free ball, though, and Carter Booth.
A lot better with Furbringer than what we've seen over the last few weeks.
We joked with Kelly Sheffield today about deciding who to start amongst that group of middles. Booth, Crawford, Robinson, and it was Crawford, Robinson tonight. We asked why, and he just said, kind of cause. Especially high-quality options that Wisconsin has at its disposal. Up 4 here. Rutgers running the middle. Off speed from Crawford. Pancake attempt not there for Allie Dunn. Wisconsin's excited for it. After 3 straight on the road to start conference play, 4 in a row at home at the Fieldhouse for the Badgers, including visits from the new Big Ten members like Washington and Oregon, plus matches against Northwestern and Maryland. The Huskies and Ducks going to get their taste of a little Badger love when they get to Madison. It's great to see kind of this new meshing and new traditions, new rivalries form. Really fascinating, especially as the newbies, as we may call them, kind of get their first go around. And same for some of the Big Ten spots to hit the West Coast programs for the first time as conference folk. Rutgers trying to make it back-to-back points out of the timeout. Furbringer outside Franklin. When in doubt, go to the National Player of the Year.
That is the Sarah Franklin special. When the ball is left inside, she gets it right there so fast. Watch how high she jumps to get on top of it and snap it down inside nearly the 10-foot line. The speed that she has with her arm swing is just A+.
School record 33 kills earlier this year in that big win against Marquette. 5 matches already this year with 20 or more putaways. In the middle, effective hitting from Krista Dooley. Gotten the call to come in and check in.
When Rutgers gets a good pass, they're doing really good things in that offense, finding ways to score. The question becomes, how often can they string together good pass after good pass?
They're checking it was Natalie Robinson with the last kill. For Robinson, her second of the match. And now Wisconsin Again, quickly coming back for the side out. Franklin back to serve. See her numbers rising here of late. In the middle, Hardison delivers again. She's the kill leader for the Scarlet Knights thus far with 4.
Another beautiful set from Borellis in the front. Pulled off the net about 5 or 6 feet. Still manages to get her middle going because she's a hot hand right now.
Coach Schweihofer thought against Iowa especially, they didn't run the middles efficiently enough, especially young middles. Got to keep them invested. Well, the middles tonight combined for 6 kills already to guide the way for the Scarlet Knights. And going to the outside, that one wide, point Wisconsin, 2 away from the set 1 win. Crawford putting it in play. Borellis again goes middle. Shut down by the Badger. Furbrick back set. Sprack off the block and down. Set point has arrived for the Badger. Back row attack can kill it. Off speed from Spratt. Lexi Byzantine sliding in for a nice up. Franklin working back to keep that one alive. And the block from Booth.
The biggest thing Rutgers has to do is turn it up a few notches from the service pressure to knock out Wisconsin's balance.
And see if they can get Alyssa Kinkilla more involved. 10 swings, 2 kills, hitting 100 for Cold Player of the Week in the conference. In the middle, Booth buries it.
This is what makes Charlie Furbriger's job so difficult, is when she has middles coming in, they're mixing up lineups. It's difficult to get this height right. Look, this set's a little bit low. Carter Booth is athletic enough, though, to go up and make a play off it, even if it's not the best set, because the height is so different between hitters.
Smaller athletes, Kelly Sheffield says the setter maybe has to work a little bit more. Is it kind of like put it high and let them fly when you got those taller athletes?
Yes, and a perfect example of that is a player like Anna Smrek on the right side. She stands at 6'9". She touches well over 11 feet, about 11'2". So if you just chuck the ball up, she can manage to do it. The key is to not having that set too low to where they're hitting at their head.
Furbriger that time going to the 6'9" Smrek and able to work effectively to find a way to the floor. In first team All Big Ten, second team All America last year, and just consistent. You know what you're getting from her from number 14 on the floor.
What Smrek has done really well, especially this season, is turning into a go-to attacker, even in out-of-system situations when it's not perfect.
Rutgers able to get the quick side out. You look at the last 5 matches, those numbers continuing to rise close to 3 kills per set, over 300 plus a block and a half.
Smrek's efficiency has just skyrocketed. In 6 of her last 8 matches has hit 400 or better. So those numbers, a lot of that too is coming from out-of-system sets when they know they can just chuck it up to her and she can go up and over a block.
There she goes again. Off speed and delivers one more time. Kill number 4 of the match for the senior from Canada.
Smart decision here. The set not perfect, a little bit behind her head. Manages to go outside to her right and bring it back into the court.
Borellis a little bit off track for Hardison, who is able to play it over, and there's the heady play. Marshall able to just lift it over the double block in front.
Rutgers needs to do a better job of managing the junk and picking up these tips better. Wisconsin is consistently throwing in off speeds, roll shots in the middle of the court or over the block, and Rutgers hasn't handled them.
Caitlin Schweihofer talking about her team trying to read Sarah Franklin. Feels like they've done a decent job of that, but it's been others all over the floor that have bettered the Scarlet Knight D. How about Jesuits rising up and pounding one down off a tough pass.
I love the way Avery Jesuits plays. She's going to go up and take a big rip almost every single time if it's there. She plays with so much fire. She's also a big spark plug for this Rutgers team to try to get them going with some momentum.
Yeah, Dierstad able to put that in a pretty good spot for her to work against the double block. 4-3 here, set 2, and a little friendly work from the tape. They'll take it.
That's why you want to serve right over the top of the tape. We call it flean, flat and clean. So if it clips the tape, it's going to fall right over for the ace.
Georgia Lee, sophomore from Phoenix, able to get her 5th ace of the year. Second of the match for the Scarlet Knights. Furbringer going to Orja. And they've got her into the net. Point Rutgers.
All of a sudden, Rutgers gaining a little bit of momentum. This is exactly what they did during set 1. Had that slight cushion to work with. Now Rutgers has to capitalize that and keep Lee on the back line as long as possible.
So Lee has been an effective server in spots. Also can set for this group. Furbringer for Crawford. How about the freshman from Lafayette, Indiana, Allie Dutton, laying out for that one for Scarlet Knights. Tied at the net, and they're going to say double contact there for Borelis over the net.
You're allowed to take the ball over, but if it has extra spin on it, if it's a double contact, the ball has to stay on your side. It cannot cross the plane.
And that rule adjustment this year feels like everybody's kind of gotten used to it now as we hit conference play.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, just let the girls play. I felt like those doubles were also happening late in sets when it's just heartbreaking for the team.
5 all here. Hooch to get. Good adjustment for Robinson. And now double contact called against Wisconsin that goes over.
One good consistency, too, because that was pretty much the exact same ball that we saw Rutgers throw over on Wisconsin's side. So good job by the refs. Just a little too much spin happening. Yeah, that's not pretty. It's like me every time I try to set a ball in college.
Well, Sarah Franklin trying to make amends with a haymaker from the back. Dutton handling that. Rutgers forced it. Try to scramble, but many contacts there. And point here, Wisconsin.
So now our third double call back to back to back. I don't know if I've seen anything like this. At this point, just go up with one hand and send the ball over. It's just ugly after ugly.
And that last scramble, last touch. Too much spin again. Kinkilla. And that's going to be 4 contacts there on Rutgers. Both teams a little out of sync right now. Wisconsin back on top.
A lot of junk happening on Rutgers' side of the net. They're not doing a good job of calming the chaos and just sending the ball high for someone to send over. Everyone looks a little frantic.
Jesuits able to put that away efficiently. And when in doubt, get a clean kill. That freshman has the makings, it seems, of kind of a takeover performance.
Especially when you have an outside freshman coming in that's 6'3", you know they have a lot of height, and she's very athletic, so if they just chuck a ball up to her, she's finding ways to score, especially in that rotation with a shorter block up front with Furbringer.
What Coach Sweihofer said, she's got a little edge to her.
Yeah, I got a little edge. She fires up the team.
Like that from some of your pin hitters. And Rutgers still in a bit of a scramble mode defensively.
Fending off a good serve from Byzantine, but they've got to figure out a way to shut down that set or dump, especially when Furbringer's up front. The front court has to talk about it every time.
Yeah, she doesn't get credit for a kill on it, but essentially she earned that point with her work up front. And now the block for the Badgers settling in.
That's not the setting decision that you want to see with Franklin up front alongside Booth. Franklin 6'4", Booth is 6'7". Go for the shorter block on the outside against Furbringer, the setter for Wisconsin that's 5'11".
And Franklin at 6'4", able to put that away. Third block of the match for the Badgers. Booth on the slide and termination.
Booth is doing such a nice job adjusting to these sets that aren't necessarily perfect.
And Greg Schiano and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights doing good things here too. Win against Virginia Tech last week against Washington. So the Scarlet Knights football squad looking good. Out of the timeout, Badgers get the point, but Caitlin Schweihofer, her team, that tough loss against Michigan, said she got so much good feedback from her kind of colleagues saying, man, what a great match. And they are in that match the entire way and trying to continue to build off that, and they've been right here so far in this match.
And look, it's really hard to get wins in the Big Ten. They do not come easy against any team, top to bottom. This Rutgers team, despite maybe not having the wins they would want during conference play, they've done a much better job of testing the top teams, testing those teams that they've been competing with over the last 3 years, and they've seen a few wins sneak in here and there. They took down number 16 Minnesota last year. That was huge for this program, just in terms of confidence to show what's possible.
And Coach Schweihofer also talked about it was huge on the recruiting trail. It proves that, hey, we can do it, and if you come, maybe you can help us continue to do it. So that's paid dividends. Excited about what they have coming in the pipeline in years to come, and also what they have again with this young group.
Yeah, and a young group means they have so many years in the future to just continue to get better and better.
Morellis to the outside.
Constantly talks about being very process-oriented rather than results-focused. And you can see just with the process that this team is going through, marking up those first time and time again, that builds confidence in your program, and that allows you to hit your goals faster.
You think of what Kinkilla did in those two tough 5-setters against Iowa and Michigan, and both losses, and still honored as the Cold Player of the Week with all of the talent that's on display here in this conference, and Rutgers not going away. Back to a 3-point game. Jesuits checks back in, and it's Allie Dutton back to serve. And the defensive specialist, solid serving. Another young key piece for Rutgers. Orgel, Dutton there with first contact. Schumacher puts it up. Jesuits goes high, looking for hands. Gets them. Point Rutgers.
Really smart swing from the freshman outside against the biggest block in the country. She knows she has to swing high and did a really nice job just targeting the fingertips.
Team high 5th kill for her. Orgel Booth lead the way for Wisconsin with 5 each. And there's Franklin elevating from the back row.
Really heads-up play from Anna Smrek up front. Franklin just putting a lot of heat behind this ball, forces it to the overpass. The front line always has to be ready anytime Franklin takes a swing for it to come back over.
Give the point to Smrek there with that contact at the net after the big blast from Franklin. Crawford able to lift it over. Running the middle for Hardison, and that mistimed.
Really well read on Wisconsin's side, knowing that if Rutgers gets a good pass, especially in transition, they're always going to go to the middle attackers.
15-11 Badgers here. Took the first set 25-18. Tough serve there from Schumacher, and the freshman gets it down.
Really nice serve. Doing a nice job moving these passers around, this time going right in front of them. Watch her to potentially send this one deep.
And back in the starting libero spot again for Wisconsin tonight. Off speed from Jesuits. Scrambling over is Orgel. Morellis on the slide for Hardison. Schumacher hustling in. Back row for Franklin. And the block just out point Badgers.
When Rutgers gets a free ball, they have to find a way to capitalize on and just get that connection a little bit better. Hardison is going up to take a big swing, but this offense has to be less predictable on the Scarlet Knights side.
A little separation here for the visitors, up a half dozen. Bierstadt putting it up. Furbringer in the middle. And Crawford. And the Badgers continuing their remarkable run. They've been in the top 10 of the national rankings 75 consecutive weeks. And up front, Spreck, easy pickings in the put away.
Rutgers has to do a better job of keeping this ball off the net. They know how physical Wisconsin is up front. The height they have, the athleticism they have to keep the balls off the net.
6-0 scoring blitz here for the Badgers. And it continues. Schumacher with another tricky serve.
Schumacher's putting in bullets on the back line. The Scarlet Knights need to do a better job, maybe switching up their serve receive, just giving the passers, or giving the server just a little bit of a different look.
4 aces for Wisconsin. Schumacher, 2 of them, couple of assists, 12 digs for the freshman. Kinkilla able to tool the block in her 4th put away of the night. Still struggling percentage-wise, just about 100 at this point.
The biggest key for Wisconsin coming into this match was, can they slow down Alyssa Kinkilla? Holding her to just 4 kills so far in this match is really good for the Badgers.
Then Caitlin Schweihofer say we need to be more than just Alyssa Kinkilla tonight. They've gotten output from others, but need more of that. They need some better defense here to shut down Wisconsin. Orgel gets the touch, point Badgers.
A lot of times when a team is up, like they are right now by 9 points, you'll see them take their foot off the gas a little bit. This Wisconsin team, they're still trying to find their offensive rhythm and those connections and get everything down with their lineup. This is a time where they have to even press on the gas even more to finish it up.
Kelly Sheffield with that little word with Julie Orgel, getting the thumbs up for her. What a weapon to have. Player that started her career outside hitter a couple of years. Libero and a high-quality one for Wisconsin, and then we need you back on the outside. Hey, let's flip it. It's like a defensive back getting flipped to wide receiver. Go score for us.
I mean, the versatility that she has, whether she's in the front court or in the back, I'm sure they could say, hey, go play middle, and she would figure out how to do it. She's just that athletic.
And that willing to do whatever it takes, and that is such a gift for the Badgers. Guchtikin, she has done a good job of getting scoring points with her teammates on her serve tonight. Wisconsin 2 away from the 2-0 lead. Couple aces, 4 digs for Guchtikin, and that one short. Still 6 aces to 4 errors serve-wise for the Badgers. That improvement continuing to come as we start to work our way into the thick of conference play. For a break. Little missed time for CC Crawford.
This is where you see the connections really tough on Wisconsin's side, because now you have CC Crawford in, who's much shorter, and that attack point is a lot lower than a player like Carter Booth. That's where you see Furbringer struggle with the connections from time to time as players switching in and out.
Crawford making the play that time. Dutton bumping it up, looking for Kinkilla. And into the net for the Rutgers star. And the Badgers have a look at a set point here in set 2. Ball from Orgel. Kinkilla off speed. Schumacher flying in. Bierstadt bumps it up. Orgel with the contact, but free ball there for Rutgers, not able to put it away. Franklin going back corner. Bierstadt, excellent effort. Another free look here for the Badgers. Franklin cross court. Good enough And Wisconsin able to seal the deal.
Peaking at the right time. You start off 0-3, okay, fine. We can still make a Final Four. It doesn't matter as long as we're peaking in November.
Set 3 underway. We'll see if Rutgers can have some urgency here. Schumacher. His first contact. Orschel thumps it up. Franklin. Dierstad. Kinkilla cross court for the put-away.
Oh, they'll be talking about that one in the film room this week.
Looking in the middle. 6'3" senior wearing number 13. Bareilles fakes going to her, goes to the outside. And the first ever top 25 win for the program. She had 12 kills, hit over 400 in that signature win.
Oh, that allows her to hit these crazy cross-court shots.
No match for the Rutgers block. The offense coming along. Kinkilla trying to tool the block. There's contact from Kinkilla. And there's the block for Wisconsin. You mentioned, Emily,
Sprack that have worked really well together over the last year, so they are comfortable blocking on that side.
We asked Kelly Sheffield about that as Rutgers.
Yeah, Wisconsin has done a much better job watching the play unfold on the other side and situationally knowing where they should be on the block and then making the play.
And offensively, they've known where they're going to be. That ping-pongs around, but a free ball opportunity. And the block from Rutgers. Tough lefty serve from Guchtikin. Long attempt there from Jesuits, too strong. Issue for Wisconsin, they started utilizing a pair in games under the new rule this year. Then they went to Schumacher, back to Guchtikin, and Schumacher started the last couple of nights.
Settled on Schumacher. Kelly Sheffield also told us, I can't continue to keep rotating them. I have to find a way to get someone to stick because it messes up serve-receive patterns and the players aren't comfortable playing next to each other.
And usually non-conference is the time you'd kind of iron all that out, and still some question marks going into conference. We'll see if they stick with this pattern right now. Rutgers continuing to do what it did in the first couple of sets. Stay within striking distance. We'll see if they can stay all the way into the 20s this time. Georgia Lee, who had some good moments serving earlier, back in to trigger this latest play. And that's into the net.
There's too many errors on Rutgers' side. If they want to come back from a 2-0 deficit, it starts from the service line and up front. You have to play a lot cleaner and keep the ball in play.
Ava Schweihofer working with her staff. And said maybe in the first couple of years for her, they may have had a victim mentality. Now they've got that underdog mentality. They're going to keep on fighting. And that group doing just that.
Jason, it's so hard to get those culture shifts, too, when you have a team that is not used to being in these big games, hanging with the top teams or believing they can beat them. It takes years to get those players to believe it. We saw it happen last year, taking down the top 20 team in Minnesota. Now they believe they can hang with these teams.
Off the kill from Kinkilla. Each team going to its top threat as Wisconsin counters with Franklin. And she buries that for her 9th kill to give Wisconsin 9 points in the set.
This is what we've seen play out through the first 3 sets, every single set. Rutgers plays with them up until about the 10-point mark. Then Wisconsin has been able to extend that lead. Rutgers has to shut it down now.
Bareilles for Jesuits. Guchtikin scrambling back. Free ball Rutgers. Orschel in the back. And Franklin turns and fires.
incredible defense on Wisconsin's side. Gulje Guchikin chasing after this one, pumping those arms to bring it right back in. And of course, Sarah Franklin up front finds a way to put it down in a difficult situation.
And Franklin, 25 swings, 9 kills, 4 errors tonight, hitting just 200, but good enough to guide the way for the Badgers. And still in position for the sweep. Kinkilla going off speed and into the net.
This is exactly what Rutgers wants with Byzantine going back to the service line, their toughest server. Watch this topspin.
Lexi Byzantine, top 50 in the nation in aces per set. Yeah, no ace that time, but definitely a tricky ball to handle, and Rutgers will take it.
Schumacher did a nice job just getting this ball high in the middle. With tough topspin servers, as a passing unit, sometimes you say, hey, this doesn't have to be perfect, just get it up in the middle.
Junior from Houston, Caitlin Schweihofer calls her the most improved player on the team. Kinkilla. Franklin able to smooth that through the block. In desperation there from Kinkilla, just trying to do anything to keep it alive.
Trying to stab a foot at it, but that's what makes volleyball fun. You don't have to play with your arms. You can throw a head at it, shoulder, foot, doesn't matter as long as the ball's up.
Tried to knee that one back into play. Unsuccessful. 11-9 Wisconsin. Big pump up the middle for Emerula.
The middle was so effective for Rutgers during that first set. Morales did a nice job of really getting them going early on, right in front of the setter and right behind. Good answer.
To the senior getting the put away. Now serving. And right in the middle, Smrek says enough. Quick termination.
Smrek gets on top of this ball so fast. She has such a high reach, but that snap down of her right hand so impressive.
7 kills now for Smrek, hitting over 500. Kinkilla. Smrek cross court, and Rutgers can't handle it. Wisconsin taking the first 2 and leading here in the third by 3. Off speed will work for Anna. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but she'll take it.
It certainly didn't look intentional, but who cares? A point is a point. Doesn't matter if you thump the ball, doesn't matter if you hit the ball off your head.
Little trickle off the right hand will work. Kinkilla serving, looking to find the line and can't.
This is where Rutgers needs to find a way to keep the ball in play, especially from the back line. They have to play almost error-free if they want to catch up and take this set to push the game on.
2 aces, 4 serve errors on the night for the Scarlet Knights. Morales looking for Kinkilla right into the block of Wisconsin. Crawford front and center.
Cece Crawford is such an incredible read blocker up front. She is so patient and waits till she knows where that ball is going and then explodes out.
Second in the nation in career blocks among active Division I players. Started her career at Kansas, now been finishing strong with the Badgers.
Look, just hit his 700 win, which he didn't even realize during that match. That's how laser focused he was.
Kelly Sheffield going for win number 300 at his time at Wisconsin in just season 12. Close to 500 overall in his career. And he's got to like the performance of this offense and also kind of the performance in each set to kind of work their way through the beginning and then really get things done in the middle from thereabouts.
A lot of times you can get lackadaisical and comfortable if you're this up on a team like this, but Wisconsin has kept the pedal on the metal.
Good work in the back for the Badgers, but on the 3 ball. effective work for the Scarlet Knights to get a much-needed side out.
Rutgers is going to have to find a way in transition to continue to get kills if they want to catch up, and playing clean is going to be the biggest factor for the Scarlet Knights right now.
Kill for Hardison, who was hot early, quiet for a while. That's 6 kills for her on the night. Little wet spot on the Wisconsin side of the floor, getting that maintained. Badgers have it to their liking and ready to go. Dutton serve. Furbringer all the way back for spread. Morellis trying to run the middle. And that's wide off the swing of Hardison. 18-12, Gutschtikin back to serve. This has been a deadly rotation for Wisconsin in certain spots tonight. Franklin, nice layout. On the joust to the net. Orgel soaring in. Jesuits taking something off. Gutschtikin played it up off the scoreboard above. That'll be a point for Rutgers.
And see, that's a really smart play from Gutschtikin to want to get this ball high, just to give her team the time to reset and refocus. It just went a little bit too high, hitting the scoreboard, and if that doesn't land on your side, then it's called out.
It may have gone off the R of Rutgers on the underside of the scoreboard, and again on the Rutgers side. Scarlet Knights will take it here. Trying to put the run together. Maybe not off the R, off the outside, but still damage done. Point for the Scarlet Knights. How about that set from Furbringer? A little more conventional this time, and Orgel able to put it away.
Charlie Furbringer faking out the middle on the other side, looking like she's going to take a swing, but man, Furbringer looks good. That one-handed set finds a way to get CeCe Crawford the ball, and then on the free ball holds the middle because it looked like Furbringer was going to dump, leaving Orgel one-on-one.
Yeah, the freshman feeling it tonight. 33 assists, 5 digs for her, and 4 kills. And most importantly, her team hitting a high-quality 376 on the night. Overpass and an easy put away for Wisconsin. Franklin can't give the National Player of the Year freebies.
And I love the way Wisconsin has continued to be laser focused throughout this entire match. We haven't seen them take dips. Rutgers hasn't gone on too many runs. Wisconsin's doing a really nice job of siding out at a massively high clip, almost 80%.
Morellis had to go back to Kinkilla. Opportunity, Wisconsin. How about the block? Jesuits delivering. Just the 3rd block of the night for the Scarlet Knights.
It's been difficult to block Wisconsin's offense because it's been so balanced. A really good read on that left side of the court for Rutgers to shut it down.
Yeah, solo stuff there for the freshman. Furbringer decides to go on 2, but Rutgers ready for it.
I honestly didn't hate that decision, but Kelly Sheffield on the sideline didn't look too happy with that one. I mean, you might as well test it out, a little beach action. She's like, okay, maybe don't try that again.
Another discussion point, potentially back at Madison this week. Again, Wisconsin's got some points to play with. Booth checks back in. Crawford serving. Jesuits ripping again. 6 kill tonight for the freshman.
Jesuits trying to find ways to become a spark for this Rutgers team that has to find a way right now. And if it's going to start, it has to be on the end line right now. Byzantine, Rutgers' best server, that's who they want back there.
Here's the junior. Good pass from Orgel to get things going. Carter Booth delivers cross court.
A really gutsy set from Furbringer in the front court. 10 feet off, still manages to get Booth involved on that gap set. This is a really difficult set to make that you don't see a lot of freshman setters have the courage to take.
Carter Booth, about 6 kills on 8 swings tonight, hitting .750. And now big serve from from Furbringer.
What a beautiful serve from Furbringer, and Wisconsin has done a really nice job tonight, really testing the back line for the Scarlet Knights. 7 aces already.
Badgers a couple of points away from the sweep. Kinkilla went cross court. Furbringer, kind of a swinging contact. That one pings out of play. And the highly regarded Californian continuing her growth process from Hermosa Beach. Deerstead trying to get a service run going for the home team. Not that time. Smrek smacks it down. And match point on tap here for Wisconsin. Kinkilla keeps things rolling for the moment. And the Aussie, who would love to play for her country at the Olympics, knows it's coming in Sydney in 2032. She'd be in her mid-30s. Love to extend her career as a pro and have the chance to play for the host nation, who will get an automatic bid. Booth buries it in the middle, and Wisconsin's got it done. Win number 8 on the year and win number 300 for Kelly Sheffield as head coach of the program. Coach, it's win number 300 for you at Wisconsin. Has time flown that fast for you in these 12 years? What's that number mean for you to continue to have success year in, year out with this group?
Just happy we got a win tonight. You know, we got off a little bit slow tonight, and you know, but we kind of found a groove a little bit, started serving a little bit better, defending a little bit harder, and that was certainly a big key. But yeah, it's nice. We've had a lot of really good players here over the years, and been here a while, and certainly looking forward to our next match coming up.